All right, so for APING Altcoins video 3, we are going to be taking a look at Ethereum. Being that the merge is scheduled for next Thursday and Friday, I think it's really important for us to keep an eye on this asset. Like I said last week, I am more so anticipating a massive pump on the ETH BTC pair more than I am expecting a massive pump on the ETH USD pair. And the reason being is because, the macro conditions, ETH is not immune to macroeconomic conditions, right? DXY is pumping, ES1 is showing weakness. We can expect further downside there. And, with that said, it's not to say that this asset won't be bullish. We are still nowhere near the lows, whereas BTC is within 5 to 7% of its lows. ETH is still about 70% higher than the low, okay? So again, it's more or less that it will have the ability to hold up much better than other assets rather than seeing a massive pump up. That's something that I am more or less anticipating just to keep myself grounded in the face of a lot of people being very, 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 very bullish on the merge, okay? So one thing we'll take a look at first to start, we are in a massive downtrend. So any longs should be taken, with some degree of hesitation. I feel like shorts, given everything said, are a much safer position. However, with the merge, again, that's something that we have to take into consideration. So a couple things, we'll take a look at a couple pitch fans here. I really, really like this one. And we can see just incredible respect here with this pitch fan. And then we'll go down to a 4-hour time frame, and I want to highlight another one here. Here's another pitch fan. I'm using both in tandem here. You can see that we hit the bottom of our pitch fan here, giving us some degree of support, which, by the way, is also our local 618, right? So if you do the pull from here to here, we found support at the local 618. I posted that in the Discord last night and said, hey guys, we hit right at the local 618. Just something to keep in mind, right? Unfortunately, this morning I was up a little bit too late to take that long setup that we talked about in the Discord, but no worries, there will be plenty more trades coming up here. Let's take a look to our rejection here. We can see that it was ETH failed to close a 4-hour candle above the monthly level here, which was untapped at the time. So here once, twice, third times. The fourth time we grab liquidity above these 3 highs here and then have a massive rejection, right? So this was a really, really nice setup here. It gave us the opportunity to anticipate a swing failure, which we saw here, for then a move down, right? And I think too that, this fib fan here was kind of an added bonus, just as an extra confluence of resistance, right? So I'm gonna just get rid of this here. We'll look at some levels that I'm looking at next. One thing here, I did take the time to do a time fib. So essentially I pulled it from here to here and onward. So basically, how much time did this take for this move down here, and how much time will it take for that sort of opposite move to come to a close? And we can see something pretty cool here. We saw that the 618 of this time fib landed right here at the bottom of our most recent move down, right? So we can see that this already has some really, really nice respect. So that's really, really good to see. So we'll go ahead and hide that there. That date we were looking at was September 12th. Here, we'll just go like this. I'll leave this up. So we're looking at September 12th, right, as a day that we can look at for some degree of volatility, possibly a pivot point. We have our, I'll pull up some untapped levels here. We have an untapped daily level to the upside, which is 1616. Coincidentally, it very nicely crosses with our pitch fan and our time fib, all within this area here. Okay, so that's a really nice pocket of confluence, right? We have another untapped daily here, 1338, which again lines up very nicely with our pitch fan as well as the time fib here. So I think, given where we are at in the charts and coming up on this time fib here, I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, one of these two areas tapped within this time frame, right? And then as added confluence to these areas, we can see here that the 618 aligns very nicely, and I'll just make this a little bit easier to see. Like this here. We can see that the 618 aligns very nicely with this untapped daily level. So there's another added confluence, okay? And then also we have our 618 down here, and I'll just go ahead and remove the 66 so we can see, which again adds another level of confluence to this zone. Okay, so we have these two really nice pockets, these two nice zones here that we can look at for either a short trade or some degree of a long trade. Again, we'll have to wait for price to get to these levels and wait to see what kind of a reaction we get. If we like the reaction for a short signal here, we take the short. For here, a long signal, we take the long, right? I think what would be really, really cool is if we were to see a move up to here before September 12th, right? So we got this move and it was early to when we're expecting a move like this, and then to just get some, you know, massive dump to the downside here, right? I think that this would be a really, really, really cool scenario, but again, it would call for some pretty massive volatility, which we haven't really seen a whole lot of as of late, with the exception of this most recent move down. So this one might be a little bit of a stretch, but it is something just worth keeping an eye on. Otherwise, you know, if price just simply starts losing levels here, this would be my next area to look for a long, would be down here. I think that this would be an excellent long opportunity with everything said and done. There are a couple other levels outside of these that I will mention. We have an untapped weekly level here. I'm not going to hold my breath for price to hold when it comes down to this level here. If it comes down to this level here, if we were to get the move up here first, you know, maybe do some kind of a range or slow climb to this area here, and then go for a move down, you know, it's possible that this could act as some degree of support. But again, I'm not going to hold my breath. For me, we'll wait to see what happens when we get to this level, and if I do see some degree of a long signal, then I will happily take it. But in my opinion, this level and this level here are very, very, very key, right? So if I just go ahead and hide some of these levels here so you can see it a little bit more clearly. Go ahead and hide this one. You know, you can see when I pull everything away like that, you know, watching how price has really very much respected these pitch fans. You know, why couldn't we, you know, continue to see some ranging between some of these pitch fan levels? And we have two very, very, very nice confluences with the 618, an untapped daily, and this high time frame pitch fan at two different levels here that I really, really think that these are two areas worth considering taking trades. So we'll keep an eye on them. As price reaches these levels, I will update you guys in the Discord, and we'll just go from there and see if we can take some trades.